We are less than 48 hours away from the start of Leagues 5s, and I could not be more excited for this year's leagues. I hope you guys are too. Please let me know down below your plans for this year and what you intend on doing. They finally released all 8 tiers of the relics today, so I'm ready to lock in what I want to do for my picks. And just as a recap, we are taking Varlamore, Desert, and Fremenic as my 3 regions. And in my last video, I explained the main reasons why I wanted to do that. Now, before we continue, I just wanted to point out that the thumbnail that Jagex used actually makes a mistake in the relic names on the first tier. So I did a very rough edit on these. I'm definitely not a pro photoshopper. So anyway, so as I said in the last video, I definitely was debating between Power Miner and Animal Wrangler, but I made some decisions on some other relics, and it honestly it makes perfect sense to me now. I 100% am taking Animal Wrangler, and the main reason is the synergy with Banker's Note. I know that I'm going to be using a ton of food this league. I don't want to be making a ton of potions in the first place. Last league, I was able to pretty much avoid using brews altogether. So this league, I want to do the same thing. And I'm going to use Animal Wrangler to make that a bit easier. Now, I did say I was interested in taking Friendly Forager, but I did some more digging and I realized in my 2 regions I actually have 2 herb patches. That's number 1. And number 2, the majority of the supplies I need will be prayer potions and ranging potions. And Muspa drops both of those. And Muspa is going to be super easy this league, so I think that we are going to be completely fine on potion supplies for the most part. So I'm going to be locking in Dodgy Deals. Dodgy Deals seems like the strongest option. Never failing pickpocketing, 3 times the pouches, able to pickpocket stalls infinitely. There's just too many good benefits to ignore it. Now, number 3. I will admit now that Bank Heist, not an option. It is 100% the worst 3 of the 3 choices. Do not take Bank Heist if you want to have fun. Now, between Fairy Flight and Clue Compass is going to give me access to a lot more teleports. I think a lot more utility overall. So I think Clue Compass is the way to go. And the other thing is too, I'm not going to be going out of my way to do a ton of clues in the first place. So any clues that I do get, I want them to be as easy as possible, and this is going to help on the way there. Now on to the tier 4 relics. Yesterday they announced the Reloaded relic, and this lets you pick any from the first 3 tiers that you haven't already picked. So maybe you don't love the tier 1 relic that you ended up picking, and you're like, okay, well, I really wish I had the pickaxe too. Now you can do that. You can actually say, all right, well, I'm going to give up my tier 4 relic, but it's so I can get another one of these first 3. And let me be honest with you guys. If you're taking the Reloaded relic, please, for the love of God, do not take another teleport relic. The teleports are nice, 100%, don't get me wrong. But when you're comparing a teleport relic versus a utility relic like Corner Cutter or even Friendly Forager or even Power Miner, honestly, it's not really a contest. Do not take a teleport relic if you take Reloaded. The other one that they announced today is Equilibrium. This is a relic that they've done in the past, and essentially what it does is every time you get some XP, you'll get a little bit of extra XP on top. So it's going to be 10% of your player's total level, and it's increased to 20% on your lowest skill. So basically, if you do a lot of actions over and over again, you will continuously get a ton of XP. So Equilibrium with something like, say, like Corner Cutter, where you're, no matter what you do, as long as you're running, you're going to be getting agility XP, meaning you're going to be getting a ton of total XP. So that combination right there, super powerful. You want it, and that's for more of the skilling oriented people. Now, what do I intend on taking? Um, I did also want to touch on Golden God quickly. I do think people are kind of underestimating its power because it is truly auto alch. You know what I mean? Like you can even attack while you're alching. You can train prayer while you're alching. You can do a ton of different things. And the only time the alching stops is if the stack of items that you have in your inventory runs out or it's moved. So on top of the fact that there's no alching cost and it gives 15% more gold and there's a 65% chance, so a 2 out of 3 chance that the item does not get consumed every time you alch. I think like it doesn't sound like a lot, but that 100% will add up a ton over time. Now, what I'm going to be taking is Reloaded. I I know that between the other two, like Golden God, don't get me wrong, again, very very nice relic, but I have access to Forecast, so I'm gonna have a good option for money. I'm gonna have access to TOA, which you can alch Elidness wards for like 3 mil each. I'm gonna have a lot of good options for GP, and to be honest, I don't care about total XP, and I don't care about XP ranks. So which relic am I going to be taking with Reloaded? Now, I'll be honest. I do think it's trolling to take one of these tool relics. I think the real choice is between Corner Cutter and Friendly Forager. I was leaning Friendly Forager for a while, but I did some more like I said, I did some research. I talked to some people. I don't think Friendly Forager is like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely gonna be nice. Definitely gonna be nice for the people that take it. But I think overall, I'm better off taking Corner Cutter just so I don't have to run as many agility laps. Because I don't want to run agility. I came to leagues. I play leagues so I can PVM. So anything that lets me get away from PVMing a little bit faster, I'm gonna take it. And Corner Cutter definitely seems like the right move here. Now this is actually the surprise tier of relics. Everybody was expecting 7 tiers, but today they announced all 3 of these relics in one shot. Now I'm just going to do a brief summary. If you want more information, you can go on the wiki, or there's other people that have done great videos on these relics already. But essentially, Treasure Arbiter, the top relic, is the Clue Skull relic. It makes every clue easier. You're gonna have the fewest number of steps per clue, and it's a fixed set of items, fixed set of rolls per clue, uh, which is definitely very nice. And the new benefit that they've added this year is that Emote, Fallow, and Charlie steps no longer have item requirements. Pretty nice. Pretty nice, I gotta say. Again, I'm not going to be focused on clues too much, and they also said today that there isn't as many points for clues this league as there have been in the past. So it might not really be worth taking unless you really love clues, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why you play leagues. For me, it's not, so I'm not planning on taking. The second tier is Production Master. Basically, you'll be able to craft, like if you have a full inventory of supplies and you want to craft them all or you want to smelt them all or whatever, it does all 27 at the same time. uh, Definitely very nice for those, again, those scaling oriented people. It also stacks with equilibrium, so uh, in my opinion, for the sweaty gamers, they're going to be taken. I don't know if the gamers are going to be taking Animal Wrangler, to be honest. I think most people are going to be taking Animal Wrangler, so we'll just go with that. Animal Wrangler, Corner Cutter, Clue Compass still, because it's just such a good relic, and then Equilibrium, Production Master for the skilling guys. For me, I'm not taking Production Master. I'm not taking Treasure Arbiter. I'm taking Slayer Master. And what it does is it makes it so that no matter what monster you're fighting, you'll get the Slayer bonus. Like this, you're always on Slayer task basically. And you unlock all the Slayer task perks for free. They get a ton of extra XP every time you kill 100 of an enemy. Now, between Total Recall and Banker's Note, I'm still leaning hard to Banker's Note. I think, uh, you know, It's going to be super nice for skilling. It's going to be super nice for PVM. I think overall this is the stronger pick of the two. Now, and that's even with them kind of buffing recall this. But I don't know. Maybe I'll end up feeling like I missed out. Between these three relics, Overgrown, Grimoire, and now the new Pocket Kingdom. And Pocket Kingdom is basically like managing miscellanea, but instead of it procking every 24 hours, it procs every hour. And it's pretty good. Pretty very definitely a good way to get a lot of resources fast. You want to get a bunch of mahogany logs or teak logs, maple logs for fletching, herbs for herb lore. Definitely could be very good. Now, again, I've already told you guys I plan on taking the grimoire, and the reason is ultimately because this is the only way I can get the rigor prayer without picking Zaya, and that is going to be a big DPS boost for my my range build. So I feel like I need to take it, and on top of that, we get a little extra DPS from thralls, which we wouldn't normally have, which is going to be pretty nice early on. And finally, I've already told you guys I'm taking Last Stand. Last Stand is going to boost your damage like crazy. And I'm super excited just to see what I can do with that extra damage and all the healing I'm going to get. Let me know what your picks are down below, guys, and make sure you tune into the stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be live around 5 p.m. EST if you want to tune in for the progress. Thanks again. See you guys.